Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Scott and I are going to take a look first at the League Championship Series in the American League and the National League. And our next video, of course, we'll be taking a look at the Monday Night Football contest. Scott, you ready for some baseball? Seems like it's been like 3 weeks since we had a baseball game.
It feels that way. I know personally, my Friday night wasn't exactly the most entertaining time because of the fact that my Yankees had a 1-0 lead, had 3 hits combined, and then deja vu happened as Chapman gave up a home run to the Rays. Happens, whatever. Props to Tampa for pulling through. And they ended up winning Game 1 yesterday in a pretty entertaining 2-1 game. I feel like the ratings for the American League Series are probably in the toilet, but either or, it was good baseball yesterday, and hopefully we'll see more good baseball today.
Well, I bet Tampa Bay has a lot of new fans, as I think the nation is rooting against the Houston Astros. So no more banging on the drum, man. Let's start with that one. Let's start with Houston at Tampa Bay. That is a little late afternoon, Scott, there. A little 4:07 Eastern time start. Sees Lance McCullers Jr. going against Charlie Morton for the Rays. Of course, the Rays got off to a good start last night, picking up a 2-1 victory over the Houston Astros. Stop me if you've heard that before. Doing it with with good pitching and timely hitting. Scott, who do you like here?
So for this one, as much as I want to say that I feel like Houston should be able to even up the series, I like Tampa in this spot. I know that Houston's offense has been solid all postseason long. They got shut down yesterday. I watched Morton pitch against the Yankees. I know he's had injury issues this year, and I know he hasn't been that sharp, but he was really good against the Yankees. And McCullers, even in the playoffs so far, hasn't really been that great. I thought Oakland hit him pretty well. He's kind of been struggling a little bit lately. I think Tampa has a starting pitching advantage. I think Tampa has arguably the best bullpen in the entire league. I'll lean to Tampa here at the current price of roughly -125, give or take.
Yeah, -124.
It seems to be what it's around. I don't know what the first 5 price is, so I would probably be more tempted by that because there is a chance that Houston can come back late in the game. But at the end of the day, both offenses were pretty much non-existent yesterday, and you just had Tampa have a little bit more timely hitting en route to a win. But I do think that Charlie Morton is significantly better than Lance McCullers, so I would lean to Tampa first 5, but I do not know what that price is.
It's a -130.
Because you're paying an extra 5 cents, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, I'm trying to think if the 5 cents is even worth it because Tampa's bullpen's so much better than Houston's that I don't even know if it's actually worth the 5 cents. You know what? Nah, I'm just going to go with Tampa full game. I just think that from a pitching perspective, they are just so head and shoulders ahead of Houston. If Houston's key contributors, I know Altuve homered yesterday, but if Correa and Bregman and all these other guys don't do anything at the plate, Houston's got no shot in the series. Where meanwhile, Tampa has the ability to win a variety of ways. They can score. They can also pitch extremely well. They are ridiculous in one-run games. I believe that they have the best record in one-run games in the last 50 years in a single season in terms of win percentage. They win all the time in one-run games. They know how to pitch in these big moments. And truth is, I know Dusty Baker's made it to the ALCS. I think Kevin Cash is a ridiculous manager. And I think that Tampa has the better pitching. They got the better managing. And for that reason, I think this game will be very close once again, but I'll lean to Tampa.
Okay.
You have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm probably the same way. I'm anxious about both these pitchers. I'll be honest with you, but Charlie Morton's pitched a little better. McCullers kind of got cuffed around a little bit in the game against Oakland when he went up against Bassett. He went just 4 innings, given up eight hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. Struck out 5, gave up 3 home runs, and that's what I worry about with him. When he's not going well, he does tend to give up the long ball. Charlie Morton struggled for much of the season, but he kind of righted the ship. He had made one playoff start against Tanaka, pitched very well, gave him 5 innings, 4 hits. 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, no home runs. Yeah, I think this is the right price. I think it's a pretty sharp line. I'm probably a little more interested in maybe playing that first half under 4.5. Eight's the number. We're not paying much juice on it. minus 115.
I think I would also lean to the under 8 for the full game. But
yeah, and you're right. If it does go to the bullpens, it should be a good time for Tampa Bay. That bullpen has been one of the best in the American League. They were right up there with Oakland, and we saw how that went for the playoffs. The Oakland bullpen absolutely disappeared when it got to be playoff time there against the Houston Astros. So hopefully the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen will continue to shine as they did last night. Better bullpen, better manager, better ingredients, Papa John. No,
I think Kevin Cash is such an underappreciated manager in the league. I know that he is with a team that most people don't care about. Small budget in Tampa Bay. I get it, but he is really, really good at his job. Insanely good as a manager. And I know that the Yankees fans, because I'm also a Yankees fan, don't exactly like him after the whole Chapman incident earlier this year where he basically threatened to hit some Yankee. Whatever. I don't care. The point is that Kevin Cash is a really good manager. And Dusty Baker, he hasn't done anything that's been a serious red flag based on the playoffs so far. I just trust Cash's ability to, I'd say, make a couple of tweaks to lineups and to bullpen stuff like that more than Baker. So I think that Cash maximizes I don't want to say the minimal amount of talent, but I think he maximizes the amount of talent that they have in comparison to other teams. And I think that Cash just knows which buttons to push at the right moments. And I think that is, I don't know if that's not baked into a line. I think you make an argument it should be, because I trust Kevin Cash's decision-making a lot more than Dusty Baker's.
Yeah. Now, Scott, let's talk a little bit about the game last night, because they both of these teams weren't without opportunities. Houston stranded 10. And
Houston had bases loaded in the 8th with 1 out, and Gurriel swings at the first pitch when they bring in a new reliever, and it's immediate double play, which ended the inning.
Well, that's I have mixed feelings about that. If that ball finds a hole, obviously he's a hero. There's a lot to be said for the fact that you're most likely going to see the best pitch is going to be the first pitch.
I'm not saying if it was a bad move swinging or not. I'm just saying that Gurriel had a shot there to do something, and instead he hit into the inning-ending double play with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 8th.
Right.
So both teams really didn't do much with any chances. Tampa had the solo home run by Rosarena, who continues to be great. Zunino had the RBI single in the 5th. But other than that, really no offense to speak of at all. I mean, the Astros scored in the first inning and didn't score for the final 8. So, we'll see what happens while I like the under. I'll wait until I actually see one, if not both, these teams wake up offensively. And we'll see what happens. But I'm going to lean to Tampa. I'm going to lean to the under.
Yep, I agree. All right, moving on. Taking a look at the Braves, Dodgers, 2 best teams. Unlike the American League, where you could make an argument that those are not the 2 best teams.
I was going to say, unlike the American League, this is a series that people are actually interested in. But
you've got pretty major population centers in Atlanta and Los Angeles. You got the number 2 market, and probably the number, I guess Atlanta about 5, maybe 5 or 6, something like that.
I'd say so, something like that.
So yeah, you do have more interest, but you've got a shit ton more people interested in these 2 teams than in Tampa and Houston. Houston, little bitchy dodging hurricanes about every other week, so they've got other priorities. Of course, they're excited. Houston feels like they're free rolling because they finally got rid of Bill O'Brien. But Braves are a little bit of an underdog here, plus 123. Dodgers minus 133. Max Fried goes against Walker Buehler for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Total on this one is also 8. Scott, your feelings on this one?
Well, I think the Dodgers will win the series, but I like Atlanta in Game 1. Simply put, Max Fried has been ridiculous all year long. It seems like Atlanta wins every single time he pitches. And Buehler, because of the blister issues, etc., can go, a maximum of about 5 innings every time he starts?
Max, yeah, he's been going. His last how many outings have all been 4 innings.
Something like that. I know against the Padres he was decent. I know he walked the bases loaded early, and then he ended up getting out of it. Pitched fine, but the issue that I have is that if Buehler is not his normal self because he can't go the length that he normally does, I know that the Dodgers have a pretty good bullpen, but I do believe that Atlanta has the significantly better starting pitcher because Buehler is compromised from a health perspective. So for me, I'm going to take the plus price with the Braves. I think that Fried should pitch well. Atlanta's bullpen's been really good in the postseason so far. I know that Jansen's probably not the closer anymore for the Dodgers because Robert said that he's going to mull over the role. I don't believe it was ever actually mentioned what his role is, so I don't know if they actually changed anything or not. But we'll see what happens. Worst case is instead of having Jansen close the game, you're going to have Joe Kelly, and I don't think that's much of an improvement. So for me, I'll lean to the Braves. I think that Fried as an underdog price is always an attractive option. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Atlanta.
All right, I do have a premium play on the side in this game, but I will talk a little bit about the total, and I think that I think this is a game that's going to be dominated by pitching.
I was going to lean under also.
Dodgers have the best relief staff in the National League, at least statistically speaking. Buehler,
he's still good. It's just the blister stuff makes him not as impactful as he normally would be because he can't give you the length that he's known for.
Yeah, agreed. Now, the problem that I have with Max Fried is he looked pretty untouchable early, but he definitely struggled his last time out. In fact, his last 3 starts of the season, 4.91 ERA.
Yeah, Miami hit him pretty well.
Miami hit him very well. They gave up 6 hits in 4 innings, 4 earned runs, and 1 strikeout. So, yeah, I think that I do worry about Max Fried a little bit in this one.
They can't be worried too much because you still like the under.
Yeah, I think it's game runs are always
game ones. I don't want to say that there's a track record of them being low scoring, but it makes sense if you think about it. They're still feeling out process, seeing pitchers they haven't seen all year.
Yeah, runs are always at a premium in the postseason. It seems you have a lot better pitchers going at each other, and I think that's the main reason. I think that's the case here. Managers have a lot shorter leash. They don't let those guys get in trouble, and these are 2 teams that have, despite the fact that they've scored a ton of runs, they will go through little stretches where they don't score and they get flummoxed by good pitching. Yeah, I'm gonna play the under 8 out there in the Dodgers, even though it's going to be an early evening game. You shouldn't have that heavy marine layer until maybe late in the game, but it's not like the normal 10 p.m. Eastern start time for the Dodgers. So I'm going to play 2 good pitchers, 2 good bullpens, play it under 8 right here in this one.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, very good. That's 2 baseball games. It seems like.
Our question: are you in agreement that you think the Dodgers will probably win the series in the end? Or do you think that Atlanta?
They just throw so much pitching at you, man.
The Dodgers?
Yeah, when you start talking about guys like Josh Tomlin and things like that down the rotation for the Braves, I know Ian Anderson's been very good, but
I mean, you lose Soroka, you lose a bunch of key spots there. That's definitely not going to help your situation.
What's that?
I said you lose Soroka, which is definitely a big loss there for that rotation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The starters for Atlanta are not great. They've been pitching relatively well, and the bullpen's been lights out. But I just think the Dodgers overall just have way too many weapons on both sides, whether it's pitching or the offense. I love Atlanta's offense. I think Acuna's very good. I love Freddie Freeman. Ozuna has been very good this year as well.
Yeah.
Bellinger, Betts, even Will Smith that catch. They just have so many people that are just. It's actually insane when you just break down their lineup. And Betts, in my opinion, I think is the best base runner in the entire league. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. But that lineup is just so ridiculous from
the bottom. And they're definitely stronger. They're definitely stronger 6 through 9 than the Braves are.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to talk about 1 through 5, you could certainly make an argument there. But Scott, for me, the bottom line is Atlanta stands no chance in this series without Tommy Malone. No Tommy Malone, no way.
Oh, well, Tom Malone, of course, is, the legend of our program here. We would be a lot less profitable if it wasn't for Tom, if Tom Malone was not involved in the season. But
Touchdown Tommy Malone.
yep.
Gives up 7 runs every time.
He was the answer to the rotation, and then he got injured. I can't believe it. But, yeah, I mean, overall.
They trade for him, and then he gets injured.
I know that we say the same thing every year when it comes to the Dodgers and how they always blow it and stuff like that. And it wouldn't surprise me because they keep using Joe Kelly and Kenley Jansen. They're clearly the best team in the league, like right now.
No, they had the best record in the league. They played the best baseball all year.
I know. I'm saying in general, like you can tell when you're watching baseball, the Dodgers are just on another level at this point based on talent. I don't know if the talent will translate to a win in a trophy lifting ceremony, but in my opinion, I think they're the best team left by a pretty decent margin. Yeah, but that's just me.
All right, yeah, I agree. So you're on the you're on the Braves and the under, and I've also got the under in this one as well as a side. So there we go. That's 2 up, 2 down, as they say, Scott. And we'll see what happens. Should be a couple fun games to watch. I'll be tuning that in. All my attention will be on baseball now that the weekend's over. Basketball's done. Scott, you happy with the basketball results? You want to talk about that real quick since we're not doing an NBA show?
Well, I had a personal thing on the Lakers over a year and a half ago to win the championship once they signed Anthony Davis back in June 2019. For the videos, I had the Heat winning the finals at 33-1. Happens. They're still in the East at 10-1, so I'm not gonna complain about it, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler had 2 all-time great finals games. They won both of those, and you could tell that Butler was still physically drained from Game 5, and Game 6 happened. Miami couldn't do anything offensively. Yeah. Lakers just completely shut it down. And LeBron had a completely absurd NBA final stat line in which he averaged roughly, what did he average, like 32, 12, and 9?
Yeah,
or something
right.
Like, almost sure. Yeah, because that's completely normal for somebody who's about 35 to do, and whatever. He was great. Anthony Davis was great. Hell, even Caldwell Pope had some moments. But yeah, good for them. Props to them. Unfortunately, 33-1 did not cash. But anytime you're taking a 33-1 long shot in the East and you make it to the finals, I consider that a pretty solid run there, especially after you bet on them to win the East as well. So I can't really complain. I kind of wish Game 6 was more competitive because the Lakers were up 30 at the half or 28 at the half or so. So I don't really think anybody watched any part of the second half unless you were a Lakers or a Heat fan, or you had a live bet on the spread or total. But yeah, props to the NBA for actually pulling it off. I thought that it was definitely a better product in the bubble than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And I know the ratings weren't good because of the political movements and stuff like that, but from a sheer basketball perspective, I thought they did a pretty good job. And I'm assuming you would agree with that.
I think Anthony did a fantastic job. I didn't think they would be able to pull it off. I really.
Now you have the second follow-up question of when the hell does the next season start, and nobody knows. So that's going to be a pretty interesting scenario there. Probably, December. If I had to guess, I'd say January.
Yeah, December, January-ish.
So we'll see what happens there. But overall, the NBA finished a season, and that seemed almost impossible a couple of months ago. And shocker, LeBron was still involved in who won the championship. So some things don't change despite it being 2020. And LeBron being in the finals was definitely one of those similarities. But the Lakers ended up just showing that they were just the better team.
Well, I just want to say on behalf of our audience that, it's really decent of you not to complain about the fact that you hit a 10-1 shot and an 11-1 shot. That's congratulations about not complaining about that.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it. The only thing I'm wondering, though, is if Bam and Dragic were healthy, would that have changed anything? And the truth is, I don't think it would have.
No.
I think that maybe best case scenario, you push it to 7. But yeah. I don't think this Lakers team was losing.
No, they're not. They didn't mean 2. They didn't mean 2 games different, especially Dragic. So, you had Robinson step up the other night for.
At the end of the day, if you're looking at Adebayo and Dragic, are either of them changing the fact that LeBron basically averaged a 30-point triple-double in the finals? Adebayo might impact the rim protection, of course, but LeBron was dialed in from the entire series onward. He was just on another level.
Yep, he was really motivated. So very good. Congratulations to the Lakers. Congratulations to you, Scott. A couple nice hits there on your futures play. So well done. We'll be ready for them to start up again here in 3 or 4 months, about three months or so.
Yep.
Sometime in January. So all
in
right.
3 or 4 months, we go back to having other basketball teams play, like the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks and all these other teams who you wonder if they're playing the same sport as the other teams that are in the playoffs. But oh well, I'll tell you what, the spreads will be a lot easier to break down in January than they were towards the back half of the NBA playoffs. That I'll guarantee you.
There you go. All right, my friend. That's it for our baseball/basketball show for today. Stay tuned. Click on the next video. We're going to be hitting the NFL, talking about the Monday night game tonight. And, of course, if you want to check out a little more information on these baseball games, a little deeper dive, head over to winnersandwhiners.com, where we do the most extensive examinations of any game, of every game going on anywhere that you'll find. So, winnersandwhiners.com, all your handicapping needs, check that out, of course. And, of course, we appreciate you listening today. We hope you guys cash every single one of your tickets. And for all of us over here at Winners and Whiners, for myself, for Scott Reichel, you guys have a great day. Good luck on everything. And I'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care.